You're watching Star City News, live at 5, with Allison Payne, Nick Starling, Kiara Letcher, Brittany Stark, Maureen Wirtz, and meteorologist Doug Myers. Live from the capital city, this is Star City News.
Good evening and welcome to Star City News. I'm Kiara Letcher. Aurora, Kearney, and South Sioux City will receive $2 million in grants. The money is being given for the development of industrial parks. The hope is that it will attract high-tech companies and those in need of electrical power. Each site will offer low-cost electricity and will have to create at least 22 full-time jobs. Things are starting to look up for the CVS that will be placed on 27th and Old Cheney's intersection. Mark Hunkster, attorney of a Surety Life Insurance Company, says that the developer has gone the extra mile to make the CVS unique to Lincoln and make nearby residents happy with the new store. Good news for those who want to go to Governor Dave Heinemann's inaugural events this year. They will not all have to travel to Lincoln. The events will start in January with Heinemann visiting Lincoln and Omaha, but also Scottsbluff and Grand Island as well. Prices range from $20 for lunch and breakfast to $250 for the state dinner. Ben Nelson, who is Nebraska's only Democratic congressman, says that he is planning to run again in 2012. His spokesman, Jake Thompson, says that for now he is focused on getting the economy back on track. Thompson says that when it's time to focus on 2012, that is when he will make his final decision. It looks like potpourri, but if you smoke it, it feels like shards of glass. Students have found a new drug to get high, and Nick Starling has the story.
That's right. It's a craze that many people are doing in their young teen years, and it might soon be banned.
Don't smoke. I don't care if it's marijuana, cigarettes, tobacco, K2, polkweed. Don't do it. Don't smoke.
It's a substance that some kids are taking to get high. It's called K2. K2 can be bought on the internet. The effects of K2 can lead to increased heart rate, impaired short memory, high blood pressure, and a few people died from the substance.
K2 is illegal. People don't realize this. It's not illegal to possess. But if you smoke it for the purpose of inducing some state of euphoria or intoxication, you're violating state law.
One place here in Lincoln sold the K2 spice until recently. Head manager Solora de Angela of the Super Exotica on North 48th Street says she stopped selling it after she heard the bad side effects.
It was just not what I expected it to be. So when I heard the rumors, besides my experience, I decided to remove it.
She also gave some insight into how much K2 sold there.
It was quite popular. We had quite the regulars, but everyone heard the dangers, so they followed our methods.
This issue will go from the Lincoln High Schools to the state capitol, where State Senator Bo McCoy will present this proposal next session. Legislative aide State Senator Bo McCoy, Trinity Chaparral, says that people are happy the ban is being brought up.
The more that we're learning about K2, the more we realize how incredibly dangerous this is. We have, since the summer of making it public that he was going to introduce legislation, we have been contacted by parents, law enforcement, parole officers, drug treatment centers, and it's been kind of interesting to see those calls kind of progress across the state, and it's all the way across the state now.
Now, I just got off the phone with State Senator Kobe Koash from Lincoln, and he expects this proposed bill to go along with the way the Salvia bill did 2 years ago. Reporting live in the newsroom, Nick Starling. Kiara, back to you.
Thank you, Nick. Police found the body of an 80-year-old man laying by a drainage canal in Taylor Park. The body was reported by an unknown source and an autopsy has been ordered. Police do not suspect foul play was involved. Lisa Ramirez Rodriguez pled no contest to manslaughter as a part of a deal to minimize her sentence from second-degree murder. She is being sentenced for the killing of Grant Ramirez Rodriguez. Court records say that she stabbed him once in the chest with a snake knife, but would not say why. 4 finalists have been picked for the UNL's Vice Chancellor race. Suzanne Ortega, David Rosowski, Dennis Saviano, and Gregory Washington. They now face interviews and public presentations to see who will be the next Vice Chancellor. Fake cops are on the rise in Lincoln. StarCity's Maureen Wartz has the story after the break.
You are watching Star City News, Channel 21.
If the Pilgrims had been drinking pop at Plymouth Rock and then decided to litter those cans, that aluminum would still be there today. It takes 500 years for a pop can to decompose in a landfill, but it only takes 60 days for a can to be recycled and put back on the shelf of your local grocery store. Today, choose to take the extra step that will save us all some time. Recycle.
Ever sat down for a big bowl of ice cream and then bang? Good thing there's the University of Nebraska dental offices. The Health Center dental offices offer a wide variety of services for UNL students, staff, and family, including teeth cleaning and the state-of-the-art digital x-ray system, which will help you identify the problem and let you know your options. Contact the University dental offices today at 402-472-7495. You've got a busy day, and at some point the weather becomes a factor. In this case, there is an easy way to plan ahead. The Star City News Weather Report on Channel 21 gives you the local forecast. Star City's meteorologist Doug Myers is ready to give you the update on what kind of weather you should expect to see.
We'll see a return flow of southwest winds.
Don't let a storm catch you off guard on a busy day. Tune into Channel 21 for the Star City News Weather Report with Doug Myers.
Let's weather the storm together.
Lincoln cops have reported several fake cops. Live on site is Maureen Wartz with the story.
Maureen Wartz reporting live from the University. I'm Maureen Wartz reporting live in front of the University of Nebraska Lincoln Police Department, where earlier today I talked with Police Chief Carl Eastman about the dangers of unmarked cop cars. The sound of sirens can bring up many emotions.
I feel like my heart is sinking into my stomach, and I'm very paranoid.
And I immediately turn off my radio, and I try to see where it's coming from, and I usually just, if it's close to me, I just pull over to the side and just let them do their thing.
But what if those sirens don't belong to a cop car? Recently, a young woman from Wesleyan University had her car searched by who she thought was a police officer.
They searched through the vehicle as well, and it was later determined that evidently some items were taken from her vehicle.
Incidents like these raise up questions. What would you do in that situation? Okay, and so an unmarked car pulls you over. What's your first reaction and what do you do?
Same reaction as with a normal car pulls me over, paranoid and hearts in the stomach.
Would you assume that unmarked car was a cop?
Yes.
I'll still pull over and stop.
Would you assume that person was a cop?
I would definitely assume the person's a cop.
Sure to get into a safe location before I was stopped.
Perfect. So I guess I will pull over, but when whoever got out the car, if they didn't show me their badge, then I wouldn't roll down my window.
We drive mainly.
Chief Carl Eastman, a police officer for 26 years, has this advice to offer.
What are you seeing as the officer approaches? Is he in uniform? Is he not in uniform? Is there just something that does not feel right?
Safety is the top priority of the police department, Chief Eastman says. So if you're unsure of a car pulling you over, don't be afraid to call 911.
To have pad and paper in your front seat as well. Issues such as license plate number. You can also write down the officer's name or whatever it is that they told you. You can also write down what time it was that you were trying to be pulled over.
It's situations like these that break down what officers work hard to build.
That trust that has been built over the years between law enforcement and the civilians that we serve, you hate to see that trust be broken.
Now, the best thing that you can do if you're unsure when you're driving is to pull into a lighted place like a gas station and call 911. I'm Maureen Wirtz reporting live. Back to you, Kiara.
Thanks, Maureen. What caused the sprinklers to go off at Duncan Aviation is still unknown. What they do know, however, is that it damaged one plane which was sitting in a hangar. Fire crews arrived on the scene to find at least a foot of water. The plane was worth over $7 million. The new TSA scanners have upset many flyers, and according to Jeff Freeman, Executive Vice President for the U.S. Travel Association, some have vowed to stop flying. Many groups have even started websites opposed to the new scanning and pat-downs. One woman asked what happened to our right to privacy. It is also rumored that many will protest by not flying on November 24th. Brian David Mitchell, who is the captor of Elizabeth Smart, says that she was delivered to him by God. His lawyers are now trying an insanity defense. They claim that Mitchell was so disturbed that he did not know that what he was doing was wrong. Smart has now testified against him for 3 days. Sheriff David Barber delivered a grim message in relation to the missing Ohio family. Barber said that we have to be realistic that these folks may be dead. Officials also say that they want to remain optimistic, but that they cannot ignore the evidence. Tina Herman, her son, and her friend are still missing. 13-year-old Sarah Maynard, however, was fortunate enough to be found alive. Angela Boyd took the time to buy an urn for her daughter's ashes and even plan the funeral. But there was a catch. Boyd's daughter was not really dead. Boyd conned her family and friends into thinking her 15-year-old daughter had been raped and killed by her father. At the funeral, Boyd's brother stood up and exposed her scam. Police are still trying to figure out what to charge Boyd with. A jawbone that washed up onto an Aruban beach could be that of Natalie Holloway's, but Dutch officials are saying maybe, maybe not. Forensics have just begun tests on the bone to decide if it is indeed Holloway's. Holloway went missing 5 years ago on a spring break trip. Her body was never found, but it is believed to have been disposed of into the ocean. There could be a possibility of snow, and Doug Myers has the forecast after the break.
This is Channel 21, Star City News.
The University of Nebraska offers legal help and advice to all full-time students. Staffed by experienced attorneys, Student Legal Services is there to assist you in tough situations, such as MIPs, DUIs, divorce, landlord and tenant disputes, and much more. The SLS is completely covered for UNL students within your student fees, so you can utilize it when you need it. SLS is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. SLS, there for you when you need it.
Are you having trouble with that math homework? Does it look like a completely different language to you? Well, then head on down to the Math Resource Center to get some help. It is located in the basement of Avery Hall in room 13B. The Math Resource Center is staffed with knowledgeable graduate and undergraduate math majors. They are here to help you with any of your questions you might have pertaining to pre-calculus or calculus classes. The Math Resource Center is open most afternoons and evenings.
Want to know more about the city you live in? Downtown Lincoln is full of opportunities for you. Downtown Lincoln might be the place for you to live or work. Downtown offers endless opportunities to have some fun. Looking for more business opportunities? Invest. Downtown Lincoln is a place to discover a new hobby. Create your own experience. Learn more about the Downtown Lincoln Association at downtownlincoln.org.